We are live. Greetings. Welcome, my beautiful people. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We're going to talk about the retrograde energies for, the rest of this year. Okay. Whole lot of crazy shenanigans going on. And today just happens to be when the sun is exactly square to Pluto. I don't know about y'all, but I've had a really weird freaking day. Definitely feeling this Pluto square the sun. And then, of course, Mercury is right there, too. So we're getting a lot of information or insights or understanding about what the fuck is going on, right? Massive downloads, massive integration. It's like we have this drill sergeant in our mind that's like, let's go. Time to make shit happen, right? Now, you can either take that and be inspired, or you can take that and be frustrated and irritated and, get away from me. Either way you go, it's your choice. It's our choice, right? We always have choice. That's a beautiful thing about being a human being. Now, I said human being because too many people these days are human doings, myself included. However, it's funny. I was going through my natal chart today. There's a lot of change going on, and looking at it, thinking, why am I the way that I am? And it never ceases to amaze me. Like, I don't know how I did not see this before or even really dive deep into it, but the thing that I love about astrology, right, is that as you grow and you learn, there's always more ways to learn. It's all intuitive, right? So you feel what feels right to you. And I have my sun conjunct Mars. Now they're 5 degrees apart. 5 degrees orb is definitely still, affects, me. And it's in my 9th house, on the cusp of my 9th and 10th house. So this is all about my belief systems and long distance travel and wanting to make shit happen, being a mentor and teacher and whatnot. So I'm a constant fighter. I guess holy shit, Kavayan is on here. Kavayan is a movie I did back in 2016 for Bollywood. What up, Kavayan? Hell yeah. Welcome. Thank you guys for showing up. What's up, Saffron Sage? So we're here to talk about this retrograde season. Now, when I'm talking about this energy, I want to go into a lot of the world events that I'm aware of. I try not to watch too much news because that shit is the real poison, right? But I like to stay up to date to kind of just observe and see what kind of fucking games they're playing, right? Thank you, Work of Heart, INC. I appreciate you too. There's always some kind of game being played, right? And I've come to learn to sort of approach life as sort of like a game. Money's a game, real estate's a game, healing's a game, fitness is a game. It's all a fucking game, right? That's okay. Now, this game that we play, we need to make sure that we're not cheating on ourselves, betting against the home team. And that is what all this propaganda is trying to do. It's creating these vibrations that are bringing doubt into the minds of us, the people that believe, right? Have faith. Basically, the rest of this year, okay, the nodes are in mutable signs right now. They're in North node's in Gemini, which is a mutable air, and the South node is in a mutable fire, Sagittarius. They're going to be moving into fixed Taurus and Scorpio. When those nodes move into those fixed positions, that energy is going to shift big time. If you notice, like before, right? when the nodes are in Cancer and Capricorn, it was cardinals, starting new shit. It was, trying all these new things and making these things happen, right? It felt like rebirth. But let's be honest, there's been a lot of rebirthing going on a pretty consistent basis. I mean, rebirth is like the new saying. I'm having a rebirth every other day practically. I'm sure you are too. There's a lot of ego death going on because we are elevating exponentially. And when we're all elevating so quickly, so much, the expansion is happening at such a great rate that it can be really confusing. It can be really disorienting, really not know really where you are. The fear, the mind, all that stuff can really get a grip on you. And we have to watch out for our own self-sabotaging kind of energy. There are 4 survival archetypes in the human psyche, according to Caroline Myss, that I personally follow. That's how the structure in my brain works, and that's how I understand it. That's what I'm going to share with you. Okay. Now there are many other ways to look at this. Okay. Just like religion or politics or any other kind of, philosophy or thought process. We just need to put these labels and containers on it to be able to wrap our mind around it. Right. But when you really dig deep into it, it goes so much deeper than the labels. So we are in this very mutable energy, changeable, right? You think you're a prostitute. Well, I think we're all a prostitute in some way, shape, or form. Now, prostitute regarding the archetypal aspect is where do you give your power away, right? Do you sell yourself? Are you going to sell your soul for a record deal? Or are you going to, do you sell your sexual energy? Or do you sell a part of yourself for some kind of reciprocity that is not really worth it? And if you do, how's that affecting your soul? Right? So, all right, Stacy, thank you for joining. Thank all you guys for coming on in. I appreciate you guys very much. We have a very important second half of 2021 because we're in a very we've gotten beyond the birthing process, right? But we're all infants in this new energy. So we have to make sure, that the ones of us that are empaths, that are light workers, that are star seeds, that are getting these downloads, that are really seeing the shit that's going on behind the veil, we are all being screamed at right now to step up into our power. And that power requires us to grow quickly. It requires us to stand in our power to face our fear, right? Because when we grow, we have to open our heart. We open our heart. We release all the things that were keeping our heart closed. And that is, and that is lifetime upon lifetime of trauma and abuse and shit that, hurts, painful, right? I'm not selling out. I'm buying in. I like that. Hell yeah. What up, Jordan Stott? Thank you, Sanitarium Radio. Shut the fuck up, Darcy. Okay. So we have at the end of April, we have Pluto going retrograde. It's the first planet that's going to go retrograde on the 26th/27th, and that's going to be right on the Scorpio full moon. That's going to be intense AF. Right? Scorpio's deep, it's the digger, and Pluto rules Scorpio. So with that intense energy, and also there's a massive amount of energy in the fixed signs of Aquarius and Taurus. All right, so fixed air, fixed earth, stubborn as hell, digging in, making a plan, and moving forward with it, right? So think of these energies as layering, right? And we're always going through different phases, different processes. The more aware you are of how these energies affect you, the more you're able to navigate this process, because this process is no joke right now, guys. We have to be on it. We have to be seeing our shit and dealing with it. And like the work has to be done almost like instinctually at this point, right? All right, Darcy, I got you. I appreciate you. So while we're having this retrograde season, we're also stepping into eclipse season. Now, we're already kind of in eclipse season, but this summer, really, this summer going into the fall is going to really pack a punch with a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of migration going on. A lot of people are moving, and we're already seeing that everywhere because of all the crazy stuff going on in the world and all the propaganda and all the bullshit. They're trying to scare the fuck out of everybody, and they're trying to kill off 90% of the planet. So this is so true where only the strong survive, right? So the strong are the ones that see through the bullshit. So all these people that are, I swear, it's like they've made a game or like a festival out of this jab. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me how people are falling for this shit. I will never, ever touch that. Not in a million years. You know that jab, it has this nanotechnology that actually influences the gene expression that has to do with our empathy. They are trying to shut down our empathy. Not okay. They don't want us to be the light. All right. So that's all the more reason why we have to make sure that we stand in our power. And when you believe, when you face your shit, when you're doing your shadow work, I'm telling you right now, this retrograde season, okay, actually, it's really going to kick off with this Saturn square to the Sun, Uranus, Venus, Mercury, and Black Moon Lilith. That's like the real kickoff point coming at the end of this month. It's here. It's here. Oh, hive mentality is huge, or herd mentality, if you will, too. Yeah, all the sheeple. It's absolutely fucking crazy what these people are falling for. And I know some pretty intellectually intelligent people that are really falling for it. And I don't know. I digress. It is what it is. At this point, look, we have to let go of attachments to things that are not serving us. And they're coming up big time right now, right? Everything is coming up so strong right now. There's no like turning away from it. There's no not facing it, right? Yes. So we are replaying history right now. Literally, thank you, Darcy. They've done it a few times in our history and not too many noticed. You're right. What they've like all the things that we've been taught, right? There's a pattern. And if you go within and really see behind the veil of what's going on, you see that all this shit is just a big fucking game trying to keep you all locked down. And we ain't having it, yo. But we have to rise up. We have to stand in our power to make sure that these motherfuckers don't win. Okay? This is so important. You're going through a difficult time right now. Look, reach out for the support. Follow your gut. Follow your guidance. I remember when I was in the darkest part of my dark night of the soul, I made a commitment to myself. I said, you know what? I don't know what to do here, so I'm just going to listen to my intuition, and I'm going to follow it no matter what it tells me. If I woke up at 2:45 in the morning and it said, go to the grocery store here in Vegas, they're open, and go get baby wipes, then I'm going to go fucking do that, right? Not because necessarily, that maybe that's going to teach me a lesson, but because the commitment to listening to my intuition taught me how to trust my intuition, right? So we have to let go of the attachment to things that are outside of our control, because those things will weigh us down. And if you're attached to something that is outside of your control that you don't like, you don't want, it is going to be breaking you right now. You must surrender. Okay. So as we enter this like full-blown eclipse season, we are entering the nucleus of the mutable energy. Okay. And this nucleus of mutable energy is saying, look, right now is your opportunity. All right. They're giving us a lot of positive energies, a lot of like energies to raise their vibration very, very quickly, because shit's about to go down, yo. And I believe that, and if we look back to, like, you know, Hitler's time, Uranus was in Taurus then, and it's coming up. Like, I believe shit got really bad about like the 15, 16, 17 degrees of Taurus. Uranus is at what, 10 right now? It's getting there. I'll tell you, by next year, when the nodes move into fixed signs of Taurus, the North Node is going to conjunct Uranus. I think right around that time, that's when shit is going to get real. That's when these internment camps and the vaccine passports and all this bullshit they're trying to implement, they're going to try to take effect. But the more people that don't play their fucking game, then it ain't going to work. Okay. So we have to learn, like, we have to create communities. And I've been talking about this for so long, and there's a lot of people doing it, which I'm grateful to see, and I'm grateful to be a part of even too. But we still need more. Like, it's just more, right? Like, look, the greatest technology in the world is our mind. It's not out there. It's not 5G. We are the technology. And we tap into that technology, which Neptune, now being at a degree that we've never seen in our lifetime, is giving us an opportunity to tap into this technology, right? We need to trust. We need to love. The self-love allows us to be open and transparent to everyone and everything. When you don't give a fuck what other people think, then you can be your authentic self, shine through, and then that higher vibration allows other people to let their vibration raise up and be a part of this, right? So these let's see, we have Uranus, Chiron, and Neptune all going into they're coming out of their shadow period, and they're going into their deeper layers that we've never seen before. And when those transpersonal planets go into those newer degrees, that's awakening up multidimensional aspects of our consciousness. And when that wakes up, we're getting higher sensitivity to our gifts, right? We're receiving downloads, we're activating our DNA. And as we activate our DNA, we can either run from it, which is because we activate our DNA, we're activating a part of ourselves. Suddenly we don't know ourselves, right? Suddenly now we're going through another level of dark night of the soul. But it doesn't have to be that way, right? So, but we have to believe this, and we have to, and we have to truly embody it. And this is why plant medicines and all these like holistic healing things and Reiki and all this stuff is getting so profoundly popular right now, because many people that go to regular doctors are fucking them up. Doctors should be being locked up for the shit that they do, but they're protected because it's that shit that makes the money. But that is changing. Currency is also changing, as we see the whole thing with cryptocurrency now. I think that that's going to shift a little bit more over the next year or two. Again, the mutable energy. But when the nodes shift into Taurus and Scorpio, be prepared for the structure to become solidified. Okay, I heard the other day that if you fly into Canada now, they force you to quarantine in a government funded or facilitated internment camp, basically, for what, two or 4 weeks, and they don't have enough food, they don't have enough water, they don't have enough, anything, and it's absolutely nuts. So how is that legal? How is that possible? Guys, we just have to choose not to play the game. But it's like, because everybody else is doing it, it seems like, and then it just subtly just turned into law, right? Not going to happen. We have to say no. We have to honor our heart. When we feel like something's wrong and something is just, sending us in a direction that is other for our highest and best good, we have to stand in our power and say no matter what. All right? And we have the deepest parts of ourselves being tested on that right now, because once eclipse and retrograde season hits, that's when shit's going to start to get real. It's going to be like, okay, did you learn your lesson? Did you gain the strength? Are you actually being what you say that you're being, right? And that takes courage. All right. Canada has to quarantine at our own expense in a hotel after being forced into testing while we wait for a result, or we get fined. See, that's some bullshit. First of all, like the tests, like who knows what, like, especially if they're shoving it all the way up into your fucking nasal cavity. I would not. I'll break somebody's jaw before I let them poke my blood-brain barrier with that thing. Yeah, like there's this energy. There's this feeling of almost like, kind of like, fuck you guys. No, I'm not gonna fucking play your game. I'm standing up in my boundaries. We have to have very solid boundaries right now, and they are being tested at our limits because we are being upgraded. And with this upgrade requires responsibility. Remember, as we open up our DNA, we are accessing more of who we are. But more of who we are has not really been accessed yet, unless you've worked with, ayahuasca or iboga or, like some of these other medicines that sort of crack you open. But even still, it's an intense experience. So psychologically, a lot of people are snapping and breaking right now. We're seeing it all over the place. It boggles my mind how some people are drinking this fucking Kool-Aid, guys. It's really freaky. Because when you see beyond it, you're like, how the fuck are these people falling for this shit? This is brainwashing. And you can't tell these people anything different. And the shit's going to get much, much more intense in this retrograde season. All right? With these eclipses, I know, and even the full moon in Taurus, actually in the first one in May, I believe. That one during that full moon has a freaking yod in it. All right? And yod is, if you guys don't know, is also known as a finger of God. It's a very karmic, purgative energy. So much purging going on. So much change. So what I really want to get across to you guys is that in this next 7-8 months, right? If you have something that you've been thinking about or praying about or wanting to do or really wanting to step into, make the move. Step into this next chapter of your life. Do not delay. Do not question it. Well, question everything, but because this energy is a little disorienting, right? But deep in your heart, there's this deep pull. It's almost like you're feeling like, if I don't do this soon, I'm never going to get this opportunity again, kind of feeling, right? So you set the intention, but you have to believe it. So when you set the intention, say, like you want to start this big business, but you have no money. Like, how the fuck am I going to get the money? Well, you want to set the intention like, I'm going to get this money because I'm going to help all these people, right? By whatever it is that you're doing. And let go of how it's going to happen. Then suddenly, that's when miracles start to take place, guys. But you have to believe in miracles. If you believe that you're just going to be fucked and screwed for the rest of your life, then you're going to be fucked and screwed for the rest of your life. This is the prison that they're setting. This is the trap that they're creating for our human consciousness. We cannot get caught up in this. And this retrograde energy is going to bring us back over all our shadow. We have to face our shadow. We cannot run from ourselves anymore. All right, all the way down to the deepest, level. All right. Darcy, you're struggling. I get it. That's okay. Everybody right now is struggling in some way, shape, or form. That feeling, that vibration of struggle, it's coming up because it's releasing. Accept it. The more you fight it, the more you're like, I don't want to feel this. I don't want to feel this. This sucks. You have to love on it. You have to give it a hug. You have to be like, okay, I'm struggling. It sucks, but whatever. Let me struggle. Let me struggle in peace. right? It's and if you're stubborn like me sometimes, right? Like you'll fight that feeling until you just have nothing left to fight anymore, and it'll just take over. That's why thank God for plant medicines, because they really push me through that shit, right? But the insidious nature is your own self-sabotaging energy. Everything is here to teach you. It's your teacher. Everything in our reality is our teacher, okay? And with the retrograde energy, of course, this is recirculating ideas from the last year or so, all right, with everything going on. Not to mention, don't forget, we had the Great Conjunction on December 21st, 2020. So that Great Conjunction is layered on top of all this other shit, okay? That's showing us, hey, look, this is fixed air. This is cerebral. We need to figure this shit out. We need to go. But then it's like, no, you need to follow your heart. You need to follow your intuition. But then your mind's like, no, we need to follow my mind. No, we need to follow our heart. No, we need to follow. And then we get in that fucking, that struggle. We have to look within in a dedicated way to be able to learn how to get along, meaning our heart and our mind work as one. And when our heart and our mind work as one, that is where manifestation and magic flourishes. You gotta let go. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I have a difficult time of letting go of some shit, especially when it has to do with my heart. I'm a Capricorn and my sun is conjunct Mars, right? I'm a fighter, and I'm when I love someone or something, I'm fucking loyal to even when it's not good for me. Right? But yo, Dale, thanks, brother. Appreciate you, homie. Wait, Darcy. All my pathetic, wanty feelings. No. Stop that freaking self-talk. You should never call yourself pathetic. Come on, dude. Don't be doing that shit. You're a beautiful soul and you're struggling. There's a lot of people struggling, all right? Have compassion for yourself. Stop beating yourself up. See, that's what I'm talking about. We have to love ourselves. And when we love ourselves, then, okay, what do we want to do? And when we have inner conflict, that's because our heart and our mind are telling us two different things. So we have to retreat. We have to clear ourselves of the energy around us to reestablish our connection to our heart and identify what our emotional boundaries are trying to get through to us, right? This Pluto energy coming at the end of the month with the full moon in Scorpio. I mean, look, Scorpio is a fixed energy. Aquarius is a fixed energy. Taurus is a fixed energy. All these energies are going to be happening here in a couple weeks. And with the sun conjunct Taurus, the sun conjunct Uranus and Taurus, all kinds of crazy, unexpected shit is. And now this could be rags to riches. This could be becoming a millionaire. This could be losing everything. This could be gaining everything. It all depends on what you believe you deserve. Okay. You are like my son. He lives that romantically stuggle, 19 in Cap, Leo rising. Well, I will say that love is not my strong suit. No, actually, I have a huge heart. I love too much. It's like my heart is so big. When I love, it's overwhelming sometimes. But you know what? That's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me wanting to be the best. That's what keeps me wanting to, go do more, be better, help, at a deeper level. It makes me want to change the world, right? And we all have the ability to change the world through changing ourselves. All-consuming is a good phrase for that, right? So, we're gonna be having Jupiter also dipping into Pisces now. Jupiter and Pisces is a beautiful thing because Jupiter is the original ruler of Pisces before they discovered Neptune. And Neptune, they're like, oh, well, no, Neptune rules Pisces. Haha, I don't know who makes these rules. It's ridiculous. But Jupiter likes being in Pisces. Jupiter is like indifferent when it's in Aquarius, but dipping into Pisces is going to be a beautiful thing. And we're going to see about a month and a half of that before it goes retrograde. Okay. It's exciting. So let's step into this abundance energy, because even right now we have Jupiter trine to Mars, guys. This is like, let's fucking go. Let's get up. Let's make it happen. Let's figure it out. Let's make miracles happen, do the impossible, and we'll find a way. You either find a way or find an excuse. That's it. Bottom line. And look, we all go through the struggle and the process of, especially when deep, vulnerable change is going on, when the heart is opening and things just need to change. Especially if you have a lot of fixed energy, if your sun, moon, and rising sign, if you have like 2 of those in fixed signs, oh, you guys are fucked. No, I'm kidding. You're not fucked, but it's going to be more difficult because with this mutable energy, like fixed signs and cardinal signs in particular have a more difficult time with change than mutable signs do, right? Mutable signs can just boop, 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 boop all over the place. Hey, it's cool, right? It's Gemini, Pisces, and Virgo. Well, Virgo is kind of an anomaly because they're very structured, right? But blending this fixedness with this mutability, it's like ripping our fucking energy apart, but it's happening in a positive way as it's raising our vibration. But just try to remember, because this is going to be going on here for the next few months, guys. The universe is pushing us, saying, move to this higher vibration. You got to get out now. You got to move now, right? Well, awesome, Jay Greeds. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. As we get out, when I say get out, I mean be the conscious observer of your own mind, right? When you're in a trigger, when you're able to observe yourself in the midst of a trigger, and you're able to throw a wrench in that trigger, boop. That is when you have power and control, and that's the right kind of control. You don't want to try to be in control of shit that you can't control, like the outside world. You want to be in control of your emotions. You want to be in control of your heart and mind. You want to be able to guide that, right? Control as a guidance system. When we try to control the wrong shit ends up controlling us because it's not in vibrational alignment with our heart. And essentially, the heart is what brings us to where we need to be. But then our mind jumbles it up and it makes it confused. And then we start to do this dance or this battle royale in our consciousness. And that's what creates all this aging and all this crap and all this shit that we don't need. Especially right now, guys, we need to come together. When you can come together with a group of people that you can trust, you can feel vulnerable with no judgment, that is when your gifts open up. That is why community is so important. That is why a certain amount of structure, yes, is important, but also an understanding and awareness and allowing of people to be who they are, because everybody is facing some shit within, right? Yes, so with Neptune now coming into 22 degrees and coming out of its shadow, it's going to be activating a deeper level of our psychic gifts, really. And I mean, fuck, man, like they're already pretty strong, and they're going to keep on coming out stronger. And as they do, we gotta. Everybody deals with it in their own way, but realize that this is activation kind of energy. So I've been getting a lot of messages from people. I'm struggling. I'm in such a bad place. This sucks. I don't know what to do. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it. I feel you. A lot of change going on. But you got to change the way you're talking to yourself. Right? Sit there and observe. You got to look at it like, okay, I'm saying this to myself. If anybody else said this to me, I'd fucking knock them out. Like, that's not okay. We need to take a step back here. Okay. Like, bring it in. Huddle, guys. Huddle, right? Bring all your archetypes together. Okay, guys, let's talk. Let's all get on the same team. If you're not on your own team, who the hell else is going to want to be on your team, right? If you don't respect yourself, how can you expect to have other people respect yourself? And this is like all like subconscious shit, guys. Like we typically don't see when we're disrespecting ourselves, but then we wonder why we get upset when other people disrespect us, right? Look within. The answer is always within. And I know that's fucking cliche, but I'm telling you like I see it, and I'm feeling it strong, and I'm feeling passionate about it. My Mars conjunct Sun energy is feeling very, let's get it, right? We have to channel this energy in a positive and productive way, especially during this retrograde season. We have to come together, merge towards the people, the places, the things, the experiences that we want to have in our life. No matter how illogical or irrational it may seem, if you're having a like constant vision or an idea or a download in your mind of something that you want to do, you fucking do it. Start a vision board, write it down, do something, make it become real one step at a time. This is the time to do it, because I'll tell you what, once the nodes go into Taurus and Scorpio, it's like the door gets closed, locked, we're in the chapter, we're there, now you can't leave. Right? Have you guys ever seen A Bronx Tale? So this kind of, reminds me, I talked about this a few days ago on one of my energy reports, but in The Bronx Tale, right? When Sonny is with the boss and they walk into the bar, and the nodes change in December, I believe. And they walk into a bar, and they're like a couple Hell's Angels guys in there, and they were tearing up the bar, being douchebags. And the guy walks up, hey, like please don't smash the bottle on the ground. The guy's like, fuck you, I'll do whatever I want. He's like, all right, now I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. He's like, I ain't fucking going anywhere. Sits back down, drinks his beer. My boss goes and locks the door, very calmly and politely. Turns around, now you can't leave. Now you're stuck. And the looks on their faces when they realize, oh, fuck, what did I just do? Don't be that person. Don't be that person that's stubborn, like, blah, 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 blah. Right? I'm going to fucking stay pissed because I have a right to be pissed. I'm angry, and I'm going to stay angry, and I'm going to live in my anger, and I'm going to fucking make everybody else suffer for my anger, and fuck all you. Okay. Now you're going to stay there for the rest of your life, because this is a 20-year cycle. And let's face it, 20 years is a lifetime. All right? Because what's going to happen by the end of the year when these nodes change, it's not that you're going to even know you're stuck. It's just going to be like the awareness of being able to have something different is going to go away. Like, okay, this is where I'm at. And you're not going to know any different. And hey, that's okay. But if you're aware right now, if you're, so I'm looking at, I'm getting to like a whole bunch of messages from a bunch of people. I fucking love you guys, dude. Like, keep it coming. So around January 18th, 2022. Okay. Thank you, Kara Sutra. I appreciate you. Yeah. So January of 2022 is when the nodes are going to change. This is the time to take action. Jupiter trine Mars is the best aspect in astrology for taking action on whatever it is that you want. Hands down, right? Not to mention we have all these other aspects going on. I mean, there's absolutely so many. But with Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, Neptune all going retrograde after they've dipped into these higher degrees, these higher levels, that's activating more of us. So we're getting activated and charged up with all this higher vibrational energy. Then they go retrograde as the eclipses are happening. That's having us filter out and go over all the energies that need to purge out so that we can be and live in this new vibration and this mutable energy. In the grand scheme of things, like 9 months is like a blip in the universe, right? So this is the time to take action, to do the work, to face yourself, all right? And to really make your dreams a reality. So shit or get off the pot, chuck it in the fucking bucket, whatever term you want to use. Now, I will say too that this energy right now, because of the great conjunction that happened at 0 degrees of Aquarius, there is a growing gray area between tradition and innovation. That's kind of like what biohacking and epigenetics is and all these new technologies, right? It's innovation. But we're taking ancient traditions and innovating them. Now, I'm definitely one that enjoys to experiment with different traditions and make it my own, sort of like the MMA of spirituality or whatever, right? But we have to make sure that we're doing our due diligence to really learn these traditions and learn and even master these old traditions. And if we, feel that we need to bring it to a different level, a different place, a lot of people are doing that. That's okay. But just make sure that you're doing it from a high vibrational space. Because we're also seeing, especially as this community of people grows, as we learn, there's a lot of people in their shadow that are doing work that they are not ready for yet. And that is very dangerous. And that is, that's the false prophets and all these people that are really not doing the work. And they're still coming from very manipulative places. And look, there's also a very fine line, or I'd even say a blurred line, between sexuality and spirituality. Let's face it, Kundalini energy, right? It's life force energy. It's sexual energy. Our sexual energy is our life force energy, and this is what we're all working with, right? When you're doing an ayahuasca ceremony, that's activating Kundalini energy in your body and purging out all this stuff that's no longer serving you. Okay? So we must respect and honor these energies, because from all the trauma, all the collective trauma that we've all been through, going through our lives, it can taint the efficiency and effectiveness of our work. Now, we all go through our stages, right? And you attract the vibration that you're at. We have to grow. It's just important to put these things out there, to question yourself and put yourself in check about, am I doing that? Okay. And some of us have to learn the hard way, and some of us don't. Well, no, I believe all of us have to learn something, in the hard way, because that brings really gratitude and appreciation for the things that we actually grow into in life, right? Now, that is a Piscean age ideology, and that's why as we activate our DNA, we are growing more in tune with our Kundalini activating energy. And as we learn to attune that energy, which is essentially the energy of Uranus. So we're going to have the sun conjunct Uranus here in a couple weeks, right? Right around the time of the full moon in Scorpio. This is massive Kundalini activation, guys. It's all blends in together. And there are destructive ways that we can emanate this energy, and there are productive ways that we can emanate this energy. And we must really keep ourselves in tune and in check and held accountable, not just from ourselves, but from the people that we surround ourselves with, okay? To really hone in and be called out on the shit if everybody has an off day. Everybody's, we're simultaneously doing the shadow work and teaching and being students and growing multidimensionally all at the same time. It's a lot of shit to handle. And if you're one of those people like me that lives the work and is like feels like they can change the world, is ready to just get out there to this next step and do it. You have to be it now. You have to live it. You have to experience it in your consciousness. And as you experience that in your consciousness, then it reverberates out into the real third dimensional world, the physical world, if you will. Can't say that's the real world. I mean, every world is the real world subjectively, right? But I digress. So this next, once the nodes shift as well, right now with the South Node in Sagittarius, travel's a pain in the ass, like long distance travel's a pain in the ass. But once the nodes shift, That's when they're going to try to implement the fucking ridiculous rules and laws and fucking regulations that make zero sense whatsoever. And I know that I'm swearing like a sailor, and I apologize for not apologizing. Sorry, not sorry, kind of thing, you know, because that's just how I am. So I hope you guys don't mind. But if you do, then don't listen. I've gotten to this place where I'm just like, you know what? If people don't like me, okay, go the other way. Fuck them. Have a nice day. You're just not part of my vibe tribe, right? And if you do resonate with me, cool. Let's do some work. Let's make it happen. Let's grow. Let's become abundant. Let's face this shit. I remember when the Peace Dealer did my solar return chart, right? It's funny because I actually listen to it about every like 2 or 3 weeks. Listen, like, fuck, man, everything is rising into place, like exactly. And like it's almost like as I'm going through it, I'm looking back, I'm like, oh wow, so this is how this unfolded, this is how this unfolded. He's so spot on with everything. If y'all don't follow Peace Dealer, you need to go follow his ass because he's fucking awesome. So I trigger the fuck out of people, and through that, people trigger me. Especially the more vulnerable and open you are with someone, the more vulnerability there is, the more triggering, the more growth. So I am incredibly grateful for any of you out there that trigger me. Thank you for triggering me. It's kind of like a if you can hear your toilet saying thank you for shitting me, right? I don't know why that just popped up in my brain. I'm a little tired, but this summer, this retrograde season, okay, take action. Take action on loving yourself. Take action on your dreams. And take action on what you feel pulled to or driven to do, right? Fuck, censorship is right. Damn right, multidimensional babe. That's an awesome fucking name, too. I love it. So, I keep getting this message over and over and over again, right? Like, yes, Kirsta? What? I don't know. What am I going to guess? How do you handle if your loved ones are getting the V? Well, I'm very blessed in the sense that I don't have any loved ones that are getting the V. So I don't have that problem. That's a toughie. Honestly, I mean, eventually you're going to see those people just decline over time. Like they're just good work. Great job. You just gotta stick to your guns and love on yourself. Really, there's nothing you can do. I mean, once these people get this jab, I know that I'm going to be having people coming to me that have gotten the jab to do combo and do other medicines, but I don't know how it's going to interact. But thank God I have my microscope so I can analyze the blood before and after and see how it affects it. And I can do like I'm my own doctor to myself. I'm like Dr. Shaman Nahum. But because we all should be our own doctors, right? And I find that I know myself better than anyone. So who would I want more than myself to, heal? And of course, we need mentors and guides in the process of learning certain things. But at the end of the day, it's me taking care of me. And this is taking responsibility for your life. So you got to take care of you. All right. Now we need teachers and mentors and, people to help us grow and to learn how to do these things, of course. And that is what I'm here for. So literally, like if I ever have a question or a problem or something that I don't know, I go to the source, which the blood can tell us a lot of stuff about the body, right? In your own mind, saying, I see the videos. Let's see. Well, look, there are so many ways that we can help people ascend, but the big thing is here, we don't want to help people ascend. Just by doing the inner work within us is raising the collective vibration. Clearing shit within us is clearing shit in the collective, right? So try to think of it in a way that doing the work on you is, in fact, doing the work for everyone else. And when you're doing the work on you as well, you're doing it for 7 generations previous and 7 future generations in your own lineage. That is true healing. And, you know, and there's no ego gratification in that. And that's what I love about that. Because when you're doing your own work, like all the work that I've done on myself, I've seen my family change so much. And who knows, like, how much of it has been, you know, the work that I've done on myself. But I know that my relationship with my entire family has changed, right? Me, and because I've changed me, it has a reverberating effect on everybody that I love and that loves me, right? Yeah. So doing the inner work and not needing to, like, back in the earlier days of when I just started doing this kind of work, I was just like, you need to learn this, you need to see this, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. And normally that just pisses people off, right? Like, bro, because they don't see the same shit you see. If they don't see it, they're not ready. So when you sit in the vibration and you know who you are and you're doing the inner work, you're vibrating at a certain frequency. That frequency that we can't see, it's like a magnet that attracts these people that they feel. It's a feeling thing, just like the propaganda plays on people's feels, right? It's playing on people's emotions, and people that don't have their emotions in check succumb to the propaganda. That's how it works. But we that see our own shit and that understand what we have going on in here, we get it. And because we get it, we have to continue to work at a deeper and deeper level, because that's the work in this lifetime. It doesn't ever stop, guys. It's like an onion, just keeps peeling layer after layer. But after a while, you learn to just kind of accept and be, and okay, you know, when this person's ready, then they'll come to me. Or, you know, when this feels right, I'll know, and I trust the process, and that's that. And that is ultimately the place that we all want to be. What is, okay? Now, not to say like indifferent or aloof or just like kind of ignoring something. Rather, accepting what is and truly in our heart being okay with whatever the situation is. And this can be very difficult. I know, like, I had a really difficult time with this, you know, with my daughter, my custody stuff, and even in significant intimate relationships, I have a hard time detaching. You know, especially when the sex is bomb, because that's kind of rare, right? So, yeah, we have to, and these things activate these triggers within us to really need to be brutally fucking honest with ourselves. And we don't feed and bleed their foodstuffs as much as possible. A fucking men, right? Well, so thank you guys. I know I kind of was just channeling and, you know, a little bit of rambling going on here, but I really wanted to get my point across here that it's time to take action on loving yourself. That's the very bottom line message here, okay? And whatever loving yourself looks like, there's gonna be some kind of sacrifice, because we have to let go of attachments that are holding us back, that are holding us down, that are making us feel less than. All right? And when you leave these attachments behind, yeah, there's a temporary feeling of a void or pain or, you know, difficulty, but that will very quickly be replaced with a feeling of divine inspiration for your purpose. So, with that being said, I wish you guys an amazing and evolutionary retrograde season the rest of the year. And if you guys like a reading from me or like to join the opportunity community, please go to spiritualbodybuilder.com, or you can click the link in my bio. Just so you know, people that belong to the opportunity community get 30% off all of my services. Okay? Yeah. And the opportunity community is pretty bomb, so you should check it out. And the opportunity community, you get to see all my daily energy reports as well. All right. So thank you guys very much. You guys have a beautiful and blessed night.